never lets us talk about Drake and Josh, and that's all we're gonna do today. That's all we're gonna do. So, folks, welcome to the movie theater. I'm Crazy Steve. Let's get going.
Oh wow, this is exciting!
So excited!
You never let them talk about Drake and Josh?
No, we talk about
He
it.
hates it. He hates it.
Let's.
But no, this is good though, because you know why? Yvette, you were paid, and Josh just
Found a
wasn't.
way.
Trust me, I was not paid.
Yvette was not paid.
I was definitely not paid.
Are
you kidding me?
No, nothing. There's no residuals for adults.
It's allegedly, it's like
Bro,
maybe.
this is low-key a gem right here, bro. What you need to do is, if you want to have something great, the Super Bowl should have taught a lot of niggas a lesson. You want to have something great, you make people do stuff that are really good at what they do for very cheap or no money. Duh.
Probably 10 years before I got anything because they prepay. There's some weird, you probably have talked about it on the pod, but we signed a contract not with Nickelodeon directly. We signed a contract with, I don't even remember the name of the company. And then that company would then pay us money. But you basically agree to that company that they're going to, whatever they pay over scale, they get to eat up in residuals until you eat it up. And so I finally, after 10 years, got to the point where, and I wasn't getting that much over scale, trust me. But it took about 10 years before I would start seeing $20 or $30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see nothing. I would sue.
I would sue. What is he gonna do? He signed a contract, bro.
Can I?
I think you can.
Ben, do you have your law
I'm
degree?
so down. I don't know if we can, but I'm down.
No, but I mean, that's ridiculous because they run that show to this day.
In the ground.
Like crazy.
To this day, they play Drake and Josh. I love Drake and Josh to this day, bro. To this day. And it's like now it's hard for me to watch it the same because now I know Josh was drugged up. Niggas not getting no loot from the show. Niggas being weird, talking about feet. And it's just like, yo, it's just like, niggas can't have nothing, bruh. Niggas can't listen to R. Kelly.
Man, you know what?
Niggas can't watch Drake and Josh.
Headaches! You give me headaches!
Like, niggas can't listen to certain music. And it's just like, bro, I can't. Just turn everything off, bro. I'm just getting my Bible, bruh. Just gonna read the Bible. There's a lot of good stories in the Bible anyway, so.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I've made my peace with it, and by that I mean I'm on a lot of antidepressants.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
What can you do? It's just it is interesting that they got us at a bit of a bargain.
I'll say, especially you guys. I mean, I only did, I think, 14 or 15 episodes total. People think I was on every episode. I was not.
That was
And
your power. That's
yeah.
how good. That says a lot about who you are, how beloved your character was, and just how talented you are. That
Thank you, Fran.
it felt like you were a cast member on every episode.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. If I get stopped on the street, I think I get stopped for Drake and Josh more than anything, even more than Community. Really? People still love Helen. And I'm like, it was 15 episodes, 20 years ago, but yeah, they still love the old girl.
For me, it's Turner and Hooch. It's weird.
Is it really?
People don't really. No
No
one
way.
mentioned
No
that.
way. I was about to say, they don't love Drake and Josh. What's happening?
That nigga's tripping.
Yeah.
They certainly don't know Turner and Hooch.
The good Disney Plus days.
I'm not good in a duo. I think we realized.
As a consumer, I can say Helen was just iconic.
Thank you.
And really the relationship that the two of you had on that show, the movie theater was just like, it was the best.
Yeah.
Like that was, the laughs were nonstop.
Well, every
But I was going to ask, what was it like working with a young Josh?
You know what's so
Paint the
funny?
picture.
Every time I see, I'm almost like close to a tear every time I see your little face because one, Drake and Josh was the first or second thing I did that was actually something that endured beyond like one episode or something. And I had done a pilot before. I did 2 episodes of Girlfriends, a pilot that I didn't know was going to become a show. And that's why one episode Helen's not there because the show got picked up and I had to go and do. I told you a story before, right?
Oh, well, tell the story because I was going to say that
Yeah.
there is, if people want to do a deep dive,
Right.
there's an episode with
Right.
a Helen.
That's not me.
That's not Helen.
Frances Collier played Helen for one episode.
She's
so
awesome,
She
too.
is amazing. It's really funny. So I booked this show called The Big House, which was Kevin Hart's first sitcom. We did the pilot, and then in between that pilot being shot, I booked Drake and Josh. So I came to do what was supposed to be one episode of Helen. She was just going to do one guest star. And then they decided they wanted to bring Helen back. By the time they wanted to bring Helen back, the Big House had gotten picked up. And I thought I was about to be on an ABC show and I wouldn't be able to get away. So they ended up recasting Helen because they needed her in the show. So new Helen is there. And then by the time they wanted to bring Helen back for the third time, Big House had been canceled. So we did 6 episodes and were canceled. So then I was free again, and that's how I was able to come back. So that's the Helen saga.
God bless a cancellation. Oh, good.
Yeah.
And a young Joshy. What was that like?
Okay. So the thing about young Josh Peck is that he has always been, I don't want to look at you while I say this, I'm going to look at the camera. He's always been very talented, very professional. An old man. He's always been an old man. So we were just talking out in the lobby about it. Me and Josh, it was my really kind of the first thing I ever did. And you had just been in Hollywood just a little bit of time. And so we have never been Hollywood. To this day, we're not Hollywood. We're in it, but not of it.
That sound biblical, bro. I don't know. I felt something in my chest when she said, we in it, but we not of it.
Shenanigans on set and tantrums and people acting up in 1,000 different ways. And me and Josh, he's like 12 and I'm 28, 29, 30. And we're like, I don't know why they're misbehaving in this way. Like we just never were in on the ballyhoo,
sure.
For the most part. And so every time I see you, I'm so proud of you, of the man that you've become. You've never changed. You've always had just a heart of gold and been just the sweetest person, which is so funny that Helen hated Josh so much, but Yvette loved Josh. Like you're just lovely.
Well,
you're a little gumdrop.
You're the greatest. And truthfully, I think it's it needs to be said that there were 2 cases on Drake and Josh, I remember, of characters who came on who became in an instant. And it really, inevitably, it's like words are words. And especially when you have the core cast of a show, these people have been, really, there's been basically like a surgery done to these characters where it's like every nuance has been worked out. And, all the creatives have figured out exactly what your sparkle is and how to integrate that into the character. Mm-hmm. A guest star, you kind of don't know what it's going to be, right? The first time around.
Absolutely.
And it was you and Jerry Trainer.
Crazy Steve.
Who walked on. We did literally take one and they were like, give them all the parts. Like, done. And there were plenty of people who came and did a nice job with their 2 scenes and then they didn't come back.
Yeah.
But you and Jerry Trainer, they were like, gotcha.
It was so great. And it really was an instantaneous. I remember there was the scene where you come in and you said, when I said, give me a hot dog. And you say, do you want me to put mustard on it? I'll never forget your line reading because it was sober. You want me to put mustard on it? It's not going to put mustard on itself. And that, for me, was when it clicked that these 2 were going to be nemesis and it was going to be really funny. And, I think that you and I had a lot of chemistry, so it was really great.
When did you, now you were also, and I remember because we were like, we were our own little buddy comedy.
Yes,
on
we
set.
were. Yeah.
And then Josh lost about 100 pounds. And his mind. And I was on a funny island. Okay, and we call it Cliche Island. And Yvette was, was perfect, but was the kind of person that was not going to hide her disapproval.
I was very disappointed because you had been my little gumdrop and you had been my steady and my buddy, and the thing is, I was scared for you. Like I was scared that this Hollywood beast had gotten you. And I felt like, what was beautiful about you has always been your heart, right? And I felt like you were losing the connection to what made you special. And not that you have to be anything for me or for anybody else, but I felt like you had already withstood so many of the other things that this business tries to do to you. And I just was like, oh, come on, baby, come back. Like, don't let this take you away. And so I always felt like your mama. And so I just felt like there were a couple of times where I was like, let me just kind of peek in and see if he's still in there and kind of tell him, I think we had one blow up on set and it hurt. My feelings were hurt. I was hurt because you spoke to me in a way that my sweet little baby never would have said. And I can't even remember what it was about. I really don't remember. But I just remember I had and in fairness, I had overstepped my bounds because I wasn't your mother. And I had said something to you like, well, what are you doing? Or I can't remember what it was. And you told me, like, listen here, And I was like, well, damn. Yeah. The baby done told me what the, so I had a moment where I was just like, and that's when I knew that it was time for me to let you be who you were. And if you were going to come back, you would. And you did. You found your way back. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. And I think at that time.
That shit just got real. Shit just got real. Like, she looked at him and she was just like, is he still in there? Like, that felt like a movie. Like, yo, you still in there? Like, you know what I mean? This not you, man. The drugs and the money, like, that's not you. Like, I know you still in there, bruh. That little kid from Parkchester, that pure heart who all he did was smile. I haven't seen you smile since. I haven't seen you smile in months. Like, you still in there? This monster that you trying to be, it's just not you. You can't run away from who you are. I know that kid's still in there. He banging on the door to get out. Let him out. He's still in there. Let him out. You don't gotta do this. Trust. Let him out.
Oh, Ben looks like he's gonna need therapy after this.
I would watch that movie. No, what do you mean? I don't need therapy. That is beautiful. Do you understand, Josh? The rise and fall, and then the rise again, and Yvette is there, and it's just there is something to pitch.
There is something.
Don't I know it? This is like the happy version of A Star Is Born.
Yeah, with a good. Yeah, that definitely felt like something though, for sure.